I'm Angela from craftygoat.com, and today I'm going to show you how to use the Makin's clay extruder and how to make some coiled beads using your Makin's extruder. Here's what you need for this project: the Makin's Ultimate Clay Extruder, polymer clay in a few different colors. I'm using Primo, some 300 grit sandpaper. These items are optional, but they're nice. This is a bead roller, a cookie cutter that's about the same size as the barrel of my clay extruder, a acrylic roller, or you could use a pasta machine, and a bead baking rack. First, I'm going to make the core of my bead. I'm using a bead roller just because that makes it easy to make beads that are the same size and shape. But you can make yours by hand. Once you've got your bead, you want to pierce it through. This is the piercing pin from my bead baking rack, but you could use any needle tool, anything else sharp. You want to just pierce through your bead. Next, you want to choose a few colors that go well together. I've rolled these out on my pasta machine, and now I'm using a cookie cutter that's about the same size as the width of my extruder to punch out one of each color. If you didn't have a cookie cutter the right size, you could actually use the open end of the extruder to punch it out, but you'd want to make sure you cleaned it out real good afterwards so you don't have clay residue built up there in the threads. I'm going to stack these colors together, and you can stack them any way you want to. Just keep in mind that whatever color you put on the bottom as you put it into the extruder, that color is going to wrap around all of the other colors, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. So once you have those stacked together, just press them together, and we'll load that into the extruder. Now, if you haven't used an extruder before, here's some basics. The first step is to unscrew this cap, and you want to make enough room in the barrel of the extruder for your clay stack, and you do that by twisting this counterclockwise. And an easy way to tell if you have enough room in your barrel is to compare the size of your stack to the size of the threads that are showing here on the handle. And if this is too wide to fit in there, you can roll it on your table and then press it in. You put the extruder disc that you want to use, and I'm using the one with 4 holes, and then you use the cap to press that into place. And that just holds that there. And now you extrude by twisting the handle clockwise. And you can just let those snakes fall onto your work surface. You want to go until you have a long enough snake, or until this reaches the end of the handle here. And you can use your fingernail, or if you have a clay blade, to just snip those off. As you can kind of tell, we're not seeing all of the colors that we put in there. We're just seeing really the black, because that's wrapped around all of the other colors. Now, if you were to cut into the middle of one of these snakes, you would see some of those colors. And something you could do at this point is to cut those and stack them and create a retro cane to show all of the different colors. That's not what we're doing today. Today we're going to show those colors a little bit differently, and here's what we're going to do. First, I'm going to wrap my bead core with the extruded snake. I want to press around the end. The ends are really the tricky part, because you need to make sure it's adhered well to the clay, and also make sure you're kind of starting your circles to go straight. Once you've got that going though, it goes a little faster. I like to put it on my bead rack and then just turn that bead pin and keep pressing the snake onto the bead as it goes around. And just keep doing that until you cover the whole bead. Once you're done, you can go ahead and bake that according to the clay manufacturer's instructions. Here's one that I've already baked, and the next step is to use some sandpaper to sand off that exterior color, that black, to reveal all the colors inside. And this is wet dry sandpaper, about a 300 grit. And you want to make sure to keep both the sandpaper and your bead wet at all times. And then just start sanding to reveal the colors. Start to see some of the colors revealed. Just keep going until you reveal all the colors inside. Here's one that I've finished sanding, and I went ahead and sanded that at a higher grit and also buffed it to give it a nice shine. So you could go ahead and do that with your bead once you're finished. As you can see here, it's really revealed a lot of the inside colors. It gives it a vibrant series of colors, kind of an interesting effect. There's other options too. Here's one that's all black clay, no colors inside, so that's an option. Here's one that's a solid color green in a different shape, so that's an option. Another option, if you wanted to have a smoother variation between the colors, you could do a Skinner blend plug and put that in the extruder to extrude out a series of colors. Once you're done using your extruder, you want to clean it. And the first step is to take the handle back to relieve the pressure on this cap before you remove it. And then you take off the cap and the disc. And you can clean off your disc just by wiping the extra clay off of there. And now to get this extra clay out, just go ahead and use your handle, bring it all the way out. And if there's clay around here, you can use your finger or a paper towel or scrap clay and just press that against there to get it off. Occasionally, you may want to go through and use a toothpick or a pin to clean out the threads on your screws, both here and here, because if you have extra clay buildup, that'll keep you from being able to close the lid properly. So do that every few times. But other than that, the Makin's extruder stays pretty clean. It has an O-ring inside the plunger mechanism, so it keeps itself clean a lot better than some of the other brands of clay extruders. I hope you've enjoyed learning about the Makin's clay extruder and about making coiled beads today. I've got more polymer clay projects and information on other tools at my blog at blog.craftydough.com. I hope you'll come check it out. Thanks.